Ong Beng Seng, the business tycoon, property mogul, who was involved in the charges against ex-minister Iswaran, is not going to have his PR status revoked.
When you go to Malaysia, Malay Mail site, Singapore spares Malaysian tycoon Ong Beng Seng. NST Online, Singapore lets Malaysian tycoon Ong Beng Seng. Quite interesting, the difference in how they phrase the headlines.
But that literally is the definition of rules for tea, not for me. Because he is so powerful, because he's so rich, because he's so influential, he gets treated more lightly.
Permanent residency, isn't it meant to be permanent? How come so easily can just revoke it?
My mom was born in Malaysia and she became a citizen 10, 15 years ago. So all the way she was PR. So can you imagine if she, accidentally littered, got into a bad brush of the law, got her PR status revoked, had to move to Malaysia, then what would happen to me, Terence?
Yeah, but move to Malaysia lah, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how Singapore uses feng shui in its skyline? Why we release millions of mosquitoes across the island every week? The dark stories behind iconic tourist attractions like 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏. You don't? Don't worry. That's exactly why Tell You First is back for Season 2. Tell You First is our other podcast where we dive into the most random everyday topics from history, pop culture, science, and even the weird things you Google at 3 a.m. Like how the rap song Why You So Like That changed Singapore's music scene forever. The best part is, only one of us knows the details, while the other is just vibing, guessing, and sometimes just embarrassing themselves. So you get to learn with us, all with a good laugh. And what's special about Season 2? Guest episodes are now on video. That means you can watch us get schooled by our awesome guests like Muna, Gurmit Singh, Radio DJ Ray, science educator BioGirl MJ, and many others. Our educational humiliation, all in glorious 4K. Want it fast? Head to the 𝗎 app and watch episodes the moment they drop. Or you can catch them 1 week later on the 𝗎𝗂𝗏 𝗟𝗏 YouTube channel. So do yourself a favor and use the link in the show notes, or search for Tell You First on the 𝗎app, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. And now, onto the podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala,
But.
your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news with a touch of what, Terence?
Good old humor.
Good old humor, man.
Yeah.
How is the week, man?
I think it's starting to turn, finally. The weather's finally starting to turn. I was expecting... This is the winter that we always talk about in Singapore, right?
You mean just today only, lah?
Yeah, this couple of days.
Oh, the couple of days, like yesterday. Yesterday just seemed damn humid.
Yeah, humid.
It was still kind of grayish certain times, but wow, it's damn humid, man. But you're feeling it turn already, yeah?
I mean, the rain and, the general, that mood in the air, right?
Oh, I see. The festive
Aren't you feeling
mood,
it? You're not feeling it?
I mean, I put the star at home. I'll keep put the star. I'll keep put the star.
You demanded that there must be a ceremony for you to observe.
No, to the one person who left a comment, wanted to hear an update. We put our kid on my shoulders, and then she reached, and then my wife kind of like nudged her to the star, because it was still a bit far for her to reach, lah.
Okay. So you were part of the process.
I was part of the process. I was part of the process.
Yeah.
Was
there a very serious conversation that you had with your wife?
I did show the start of the previous podcast to my wife, and she just thought it was hilarious.
Hilarious.
She thought it was hilarious. But she didn't say anything about why.
Yeah.
We just laughed about it.
She didn't explain to you why you were not there, why they chose to do it even without you.
Yeah, so it was a nice moment. Then I was thinking, should I push it? This is asshole Terence is causing nonsense.
No, but you got what you want. Because you're the guy who needs to have the last say in everything. So you got to put the star, which is the last say in the Christmas tree.
I did not touch the star. Okay? I did not touch the star. It was my kid who had the almost last touch of the star.
But you were there, you were there hovering over her and making sure everything
she was on my shoulders, okay? So I was playing a significant part.
On the left a bit. No, yeah, please, on the left. Stop.
I never. The star fell gracefully on the tree, and I was okay with whatever position it was in.
I saw I think it's that big tree outside Tanglin Mall. This is quite peculiar because they have a tree that's kind of is the top of it is tipping over, and the star is just hanging off that tip lah. So I think now it's a thing where the star doesn't sit on top of the tree, but it's cute when it sort of dangles.
It's like a flaccid tree lah.
Yeah, a flaccid tree. It's cute lah, right?
Really?
And I don't know whether it's a thing, but maybe I don't know these days, like, Gen Zs, Gen Alphas, they have this funny, why don't we do this instead of do that? So now the star is hanging off the tree as opposed to sitting on it.
Is it?
Yeah. So maybe like it is not cool to be like, the star needs to be straight on top, that kind of thing.
Flaccid star, flaccid tree. That's the Christmas trend.
The Christmas trend. Don't take it so
Christmas
seriously,
trend.
right? Like, yeah, if it's a bit singing and all that, just let it be, right?
Yeah, I guess. Inclusive trees. Inclusive trees. All trees welcome.
Correct.
But yeah, man. I mean, the week got off to a fiery start.
Yeah.
Lots of interesting comments on our last video.
Oh, yes. Actually, yeah, surprising, right? Like, so many, so heated, right? People about this topic.
Yeah.
And,
I guess people were kind of, you get some supporters one way, some supporters the other way, but generally, I think can feel the heat. Can feel the heat.
Which,
is in some way, what people are saying, the news that came out today is also kind of, starting.
Yeah. And when directly contrasted with that, it's something to talk about, right?
Yeah, because news came out on November 10th that Ong Beng Seng, the business tycoon, property mogul, who was involved in the charges against ex-minister Iswaran, is not going to have his PR status revoked.
Yeah.
And was instead issued an ICA warning letter that if he screws up in future or does anything else, then the PR status might be revoked.
Yeah.
So what have you seen online about the reactions, Terence?
Even before the reactions, this is making international news, right, in Singapore and obviously in Malaysia and some other parts. But I thought it was quite interesting, and it's quite obvious that the headlines on Singapore media is very much about, like, it's a very passive thing where Ong Beng Seng retains PR status, that's Straits Times. CNA, Ong Beng Seng retains PR status. Mothership tycoon Ong Beng Seng gets to keep Singapore PR status. When you go to Malaysia, Malay Mail site, Singapore spares Malaysian tycoon Ong Beng Seng. NST Online, Singapore lets Malaysian tycoon Ong Beng Seng. Quite interesting, the difference in how they phrase the headlines, where one side is much more passive and like, Ong Beng Seng retains his status. The other side is, Singapore let him retain his status,
For Free Malaysia Today, a Malaysian property tycoon gets to keep PR status in Singapore. They're just using Singapore. Just using Singapore.
So yeah, the perception of it internationally also seems to be a bit different. But for you, like how do you come across this?
It was in the news, probably the hottest piece of news these past few days, which has been relatively quiet. It's not surprising.
Yeah.
I wasn't fully aware about there being a framework to decide whether a PR in Singapore who gets in trouble with the law can actually have their PR status revoked. But that was the official response from Minister of Home Affairs Shanmugam when MP Dennis Tan Lip Fong from the Workers' Party asked under what circumstances and will PRs and work pass holders have their permanent residency or work pass revoked. So the official statement from Ministry of Home Affairs is foreigners, including Singapore permanent residents and work pass holders who break our laws or engage in undesirable conduct may have their passes or permits cancelled and be prohibited from re-entry into Singapore. There is a framework to assess such cases based on the facts, the nature and severity of the incident, the person's family roots here, and the contributions of the person to Singapore. So that is the official statement. Were you clearly aware that PR status could be revoked?
Because the most famous, I think, incident was when the pilot who led the strike of the pilots union for SIA and then threatened to strike, right? Or at least was not agreeing with what SIA was doing in, I think, the early 2000s. He was a Malaysian pilot Ryan Goh, who basically had his PR status revoked, and he was forced to, he was basically fired from his job and he was forced to leave for Australia, where he was a PR. So that's the most famous case because, Lee Kuan Yew himself got involved in the whole negotiations. And after he had a face-to-face meeting with this Ryan Goh and the rest of the pilots union, that Ryan Goh's PR status was revoked and he was given 2 weeks to leave Singapore. So it was a very I do kind of remember it back in the day. It was quite a big deal, right? Because pilots union, pilots in SIA, that's one of our most prestigious sort of public roles, right, that you can take up in Singapore as a pilot of the Singapore Airlines.
Yeah.
But it's still in the private sector, right? And them having a very strong union that was trying to make changes and all was very big news back then.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've always been aware that your PR status can be revoked if you do something that that the government here doesn't see as good for Singapore.
I mean, there are a couple of other people also, one of whom was Chong Tet Chio, a Malaysian PR. So apparently he was the first PR to have his status revoked in 2021 for repeatedly leaving his hostel during stay-home notice during COVID.
Yeah.
So he was sentenced to 2 weeks jail in August 2020, and ICA revoked his PR status.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that was the first time the PR status was revoked.
First time?
Yeah, apparently he was the first PR to have his status revoked for specifically for that offense.
Oh, for COVID-19
Yeah,
breaches.
for COVID-19.
Yeah.
The more famous thing that is not PR but work permit was that boat full of work permit holders on the yacht in Singapore during COVID.
Yes. Yeah,
They immediately had their work permits revoked, were fined, and permanently banned from working in Singapore by the MOM.
Yeah. But work permit is one thing, but permanent residency, isn't it meant to be permanent?
Yeah lah.
How come so easily can just revoke it?
So were you surprised that his PR status wasn't revoked?
Was I surprised? No, I wasn't surprised. But I guess what was interesting is in the response that Shanmugam gave to Dennis Tan, right, in Parliament, that the framework to assess such cases actually includes, like they say, the person's family roots and the contributions of the person to Singapore. I wasn't aware that, specifically there are these two criteria as well when they look at revoking. I thought it would be really just more of a black and white, what's the nature of the offense and how detrimental is it to Singapore, right?
Yeah.
But apparently they will look at your history and your family roots here also.
Yeah. And I mean, across the different media outlets, I think Straits Times gave the most detail about Ong Beng Seng's history. Like the CNA article didn't really talk too much aside from, the facts of the case. But Straits Times went on to give more detail that Ong Beng Seng was born in Malaysia in 1946, came to Singapore at the age of 4, worked in international insurance underwriting, broking in Europe, London and Southeast Asia. Then he married Christina Fu, who was already a prominent businesswoman by then, in 1972. By 1975, he joined the oil trading company owned by Christina Fu's father, and apparently that's where he made shit ton of money. And then it financed his capital, the capital to set up Hotel Properties Limited in 1980. And that was when he started working towards becoming a billionaire, because they own they have interest in 41 hotels across 17 countries.
Wow.
And also credited with bringing Formula One to Singapore. So when I read the Straits Times article, I'm like, okay, are you kind of explaining why it wasn't a clear cut that his PR would be revoked?
Or giving justification to his contributions to Singapore.
Yeah. Because on the flip side, so the polarizing started happening as early as when the sentencing of Ong Beng Seng came out. That he was to be fined 30,000 when I think the general penalty is 3 months of jail. And then what was being sought after was just 8 weeks of jail. But then because of judiciary mercy, it was just reduced to a fine. And apparently the prosecution and the defense were both okay with that. Judicial mercy. And there have been instances in the past where people who have gotten sentenced for shorter offences have been given even lighter offences because of them being terminally ill, or the fact that the original sentence could endanger their life. And if you look at Ong Beng Seng's list of conditions, it is quite significant. Advanced multiple myeloma, which is a cancer that affects white blood cells, a hollowed out spinal vertebrae caused by the cancer, metal rod inserted into his spine, intractable and relentless diarrhea, peripheral vascular disease of both feet, and being prone to falls. So I remember when that came out, that the sentence was only $30,000 for a billionaire. Already there was chatter that, is got your rules for you and no rules for
Rules for D and not for me.
yeah, about the difference in standards for people who are being persecuted.
Yeah.
The biggest example is 𝗲𝗏𝗀𝗃 Seng.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I also was like, okay, this feels like no surprise. It was inevitable.
I mean, doesn't it essentially validate that the court of public opinion is not more important than the courts in
Terrence,
anywhere around
don't
the
be
world?
an irresponsible podcaster. Okay, Singapore, there's no place for this kind of irresponsible comments.
Correct. Yeah, but it's saying that public opinion would have sentenced Ong Beng Seng to something much worse, right? But our courts stood up and judged accordingly to the law and didn't care about what public opinion says. Doesn't that validate what Minister Edwin Tong was saying about
I mean, that's a good point.
Right.
That is a good point because but then on the flip side, for individuals like 𝗲𝗏𝗀𝗃 Seng, or maybe people who are more in the crosshairs or line of fire, the court of public opinion also feels differently. But even in that case, the court stands on its own.
Yeah, it's independent, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, in that sense, you feel that that Ong Beng Seng having his PR status revoked do you feel like it would have felt like the proper action to do for someone who's convicted of the crime that he's of like abetting corruption?
Oh, this one don't know, because okay, so there was that whole debate about how significant insurance crime is, right? And I think the thing that was surprising during the sentencing was, I think the prosecution was asking for 8 months, but in the end the judge said no, it needs to be 12 months to send a signal that this is a very serious offense. Which is why when contrasted with Ong Beng Seng, his sentence being a lot lighter, felt like, how come got a difference? But at the same time, the PR status being revoked, I also don't think a very binary thing is the best way to go. That if you're a PR here, no matter how long, as long as you are fined or judged as a criminal, right, you get your status revoked. I also don't think that is good.
Yeah. I think the criteria is there being criteria, and the criteria involving more qualitative factors like your contributions and all are important also, right? Because don't forget also that Hotel Properties Limited is in Singapore, right, and operates hotels and properties in Singapore. There are people's jobs also on the line not on the line, but they are hired by this company, right? And if the big boss of the company and everything gets his PR status revoked and doesn't want to do business in Singapore, it might lead to movements of funds or even the company headquarters to somewhere else, which will lead to other kind of effects, externalities like laying off of people from those companies who work in Singapore and things like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm not trying to defend the idea of that, but I mean, you have to look at these qualitative factors as well.
But that literally is the definition of rules for 𝗲, not for me. Because he's so powerful, because he's so rich, because he's so influential, he gets treated more lightly.
I mean, we could look at it as like, of course, he's powerful, influential, but you could also look at it as what have these companies that he's built? How much are their roots sunken in Singapore? Where if there is a lot of movement of the company headquarters or something like that, it could cause trickle-down effects where people get laid off and things like that, and affect people on the ground, right? Which is another set of headaches that NTUC would have to deal with, right? So that you could look at it as like, this business has contributed to Singapore, and the business that this person set up has contributed to Singapore. And maybe that's why they look at it that, it is not as easy to revoke his PR as compared to like, a pilot or something who's basically an employee of SQ, right?
Yeah, but I guess you can look at it that way, because, for example, right, like my mom was born in Malaysia and she became a citizen maybe like 10-15 years ago. So all the way she was PR. So can you imagine if she accidentally littered got into a bad brush of the law, got her PR status revoked, had to move to Malaysia.
Yeah.
Then what would happen to me, Terence?
Yeah, but move to Malaysia, lah, right?
Yeah. Then I don't know whether I would have met you, Terence.
10, 15 years ago.
Okay, no.
No,
More
you
than
met already, right?
That's true. Then maybe she got her citizenship earlier than that.
Yeah, okay.
But basically, yeah, then she came to Singapore.
And you've got she has children here, who are both here, who need to take care of her or want to take care of her and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Would you just force her to leave, right?
Yeah. So, but I think what sets the context and makes it confusing is because people do have questions or feelings that there is unequal treatment in Singapore as a whole. And the biggest contrast is, 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗍𝗵 Seng. I guess because it's the most current, and a lot of people, just online chatter, they don't like the idea of how he's being sentenced, the appeal process. But again, that's the court of public opinion. But when things like this happen, even if it's perfectly objective and, it meets the framework, we don't know what the framework is.
We know the framework, but we don't know exactly.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, the same way, right, when applying for PR, when applying to be a citizen, I'm sure you have some friends who have been through that process. Some have gotten it very quickly. Some, after years, still don't get it. And it is a black box. In this case, it is also a black box. So, in maybe more, neutral times when people don't have this pent-up angst, right, people look at this, they're like, okay, this is a fair assessment, but because of all the context around it, because of all these discussions, people look at it and like, okay, what is the framework? Clearly, it is just because he's a powerful billionaire.
Yeah.
Which is not a healthy sentiment.
And maybe that's where Shanmugam's response to MP Dennis Tan maybe needed to have a bit more granularity, right? Like the framework, could you give an exact weightage of how much how important each category is, like nature and severity of the incident, family roots, and the contributions of a person to Singapore. If it's like 20%, 30%, or something like that.
But you think?
But at the same time, it's like applying for a visa, right?
Yeah.
You don't really know reasons why they reject you sometimes. I think even I don't know about you, but for me, I remember when applying for a visa to study in the US. The process essentially was a black box, right? You get all your stuff, you bring it there, you show it to them.
There's an short interview.
They ask you questions, but they might reject you. They just don't like your face or something. They could possibly reject you.
Yeah.
And we're talking even about people who even got Singapore scholarship or that. I've heard of them getting rejections also.
And that was back in the early 2000s when the US was a lot more welcoming.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Even then was difficult already, right?
Yeah.
Especially after 9/11 and all. So
yeah.
Now it's probably even harder. So the process for all these visa applications and getting citizenship or getting PR has always been like a black box in any country, right? So why should Singapore have to be more transparent about it than in other places?
Yeah, but I guess that's where it gets tricky. I mean, again, objectively, that's the reason why lawyers cross-examine witnesses and all in court, because most things are not binary. And there are multiple things that need to be considered, and a judge, a human being, makes the judgment at the end. Until we move into the path of world of AI, where, I don't know, maybe there'll be this amazing GPT that you just key in all the facts of the case and it outputs something. I hope we don't go there. But there's a lot of human negotiation involved. So in this case, I mean, do we need to know the framework? I don't know. But because of what else is happening and all, it makes me want to know the framework.
Yeah.
And that is the tricky part.
Correct. But actually, the one question I had when reading up all this is why is it that Ong Beng Seng isn't a Singapore citizen already?
Oh, yeah.
Given that he's been here since he was 4 years old.
Which is 70 years.
Yeah. So he's been here forever. What's the reason for not taking up Singapore citizenship? Right? And I mean, some speculation online, or at least some people who kind of just say, trying to explain online, they said, why would you take up a Singapore citizenship when PR status already affords you a lot of the benefits, right? And then you still get to keep your citizenship elsewhere. You get to, in places like Malaysia or Indonesia, where you need to be a citizen to enjoy certain property benefits, being able to buy property and all that without a lot of restrictions. Then you get to do that there. Or if you can also have simultaneously PR with another country and all, which is allowed in some places, right? then you got more places that you can actually move to lah. If shit hits the fan out, right?
That's true lah. Because I mean, just a quick search online. Apparently, if you're a Malaysian citizen, the things that you can do that a Singaporean or a foreigner cannot do is you can buy Malay reserve land. Because they do have a very strong 𝗬𝗎𝗀𝗧 policy, right? You can buy low and medium cost housing. I don't think something that Ong Beng Seng wants to get into. Can buy 𝗬𝗎𝗀𝗧 lots. There's no minimum purchase price. Can buy agricultural land. You know, getting offers of lower local financing options, lower stamp duties and all. So yeah, in some way, like then it makes it feel like, oh, it's just using Singapore lah.
Of course, for 70 years.
Yeah, 70 years. 70 years. So yeah, like it gives rise to questions like that. Like, yeah, if you really love Singapore, like using my mom as an example again, she converted to Singapore citizenship, you know. So for Ong Beng Seng to not convert, that is it raises questions lah.
Yeah. And maybe, and you know, we always talk about, wow, Singapore passport is the best in the world, but a billionaire doesn't
So
even
that's the thing.
need it.
What kind of message is it sending across? That if you come to Singapore, you don't need to give up the citizenship of your own country. We'll offer you PR status if you can guarantee some sort of trickle-down economics for the citizenship lah. And if you, I mean, for the Singapore citizens. And if you fuck up, we see. Yeah, we weigh the pros and cons lah. So I mean, there's recent articles about how more family offices from China are bypassing Singapore for Abu Dhabi and Dubai because of how you're clamping down on money laundering.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a calculation lah. How attractive do you want to be to foreigners or billionaires who want to come to Singapore?
To money launder. Yeah.
Or even set up businesses like this. You know, like basically Ong Beng Seng feels like he did everything he wanted to do while being a PR. So why give up citizenship that affords you so much benefits in your home country?
Yeah. Correct.
But
I guess that's where going back to like the headlines from the Malaysian media versus the headlines in Singapore. Do you feel like Malaysia is sort of like is there any Schadenfreude in this lah? It's like Malaysia, you look at Singapore,
I think it's more like one of us game your system.
I think it sounds like, I think you got the tone correct.
Yeah, that I mean,
replay your system.
And then Singapore is like, no.
Yeah.
It's because of, it's like when you get caught for doing something and you know it's because the other person outwitted you.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I wanted to give all my money away. It's okay, what?
Yeah, he retained it. It's okay. Yeah, he retained it.
It's okay. It's okay.
We issued him morning letter. You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, apparently even another billionaire, 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗵𝗏, who is living in Singapore, and I mean, just from what I found, he renounced his US citizenship, but he's still a Singapore PR, not citizen.
Oh, then he's a citizen of what country now?
I don't know. Maybe now he's a citizen?
Brazilian, his country of birth.
Oh, because when he was Brazilian, the US allows dual citizenship, right? As long as you pay the taxes and all.
Yeah.
So he's probably Brazilian and US, and then he gave up US and now Brazilian and Singapore.
Yeah.
But he's not a citizen.
Yeah.
He's not a citizen. What about 𝗏𝗏𝗏?
Oh, interesting. Wow, really dig into the lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Yeah. So 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is a Singapore citizen.
Yeah.
He became a naturalized Singapore citizen in 2009.
Wow.
So I mean, the PR status and it being revoked, it doesn't feel like it should be binary, but it raises questions when it comes to people like Ong Beng Seng lah.
Hopefully there are more parliamentary questions about this also lah.
Yeah,
I would like to see a bit more granularity in the answer also lah. Yeah.
Because this was asked in September when he had already been given his sentence, but there was an announcement even by the ICA on 15th August that ICA will review Ong Beng Seng's PR status after he was fined for abetting in obstruction of justice. So September was the first time Parliament sat after the elections. They asked questions. Yeah, I also hope there are more questions about this.
Harish and I just saw something shocking. Now, apparently, over 60% of viewers of this channel are not even officially subscribed. This has to be a mistake, right? We know you're out there because so many have come up to tell us how much the podcast means to them. So, how can we fix this? Do us a big favor and hit that subscribe button. It will mean a lot to us, and it's awesome to know that the 𝗟𝗏𝗏 community is only getting stronger every day. Thanks for listening. Yeah. But yeah, talking about foreigners and PRs and coming to Singapore and like you say, just enjoying what Singapore is, right? Someone, a foreigner who came to Singapore, apparently didn't enjoy her experience in Singapore as much and caused quite a ruckus in a local fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
So who is this person and where is she from?
It's a tourist who's allegedly from India who caused a ruckus at a local branch of McDonald's. I mean, whatever online can't tell which McDonald's, but the anger that she showed against the staff who she was shouting at was because she ordered a vegetarian burger but was served a non-vegetarian burger. And if you watch the videos that have gone quite viral online, you can actually hear the audio pretty clearly. Maybe the AI audio cleanup is damn good or something.
Yeah.
I was damn surprised because this person who took the video is not the closest. Maybe the person was shouting that loud and she was saying stuff like, "I am Indian, how could you do this?" And as she walked away, she was crying. So apparently she threw the burger box on the floor as well.
Yeah.
And online, of course, you see some clearly racist Facebook groups. The way they title it, clearly racist. Some are a little more objective. But the reactions, I mean, generally what I found is like against her.
Yeah.
But you said, or you saw articles saying that it's mixed.
I mean,
where is the mix?
I guess some people have sympathy that, maybe they have vegetarian burger options where she's from in India. I mean, very common, right?
Yeah.
And I think I've spoken before about when I went to eat at the cafe at the Singapore Zoo. Like, even the Indian food was all vegetarian, like vegetarian meat kind of thing also. So, and then to me, it was like, okay, I mean, they know which group they're catering to.
Non-Indian food also.
Yeah, a lot of the non-Indian food also. And definitely no pork, right? So I was saying that, I mean, these tourist attractions, they know who they're catering for, tourists, and the tourists want vegetarian options, then that's what's going to be offered to them. It's not really for us locals or people who are looking for like a, mutton Indian meal or anything like that. So in some ways, maybe that's what they've been experiencing in Singapore as well, where there's usually a vegetarian option in places she's gone to. And maybe she had this expectation from that experience that you walk into a fast food place like McDonald's, which is everywhere, and if you're, from India, Indian national, that you would be served a vegetarian option.
Because vegetarian options in McDonald's do exist in India.
In India, yeah, exactly. And then you don't even need to ask for it, right? Maybe it's just how it is. So she was shocked when she was presented with a beef burger, I suppose. Yeah, cheeseburger.
I appreciate how you're taking a very objective view, Terence. Because I think this is bullshit. Okay? This is absolute bullshit. That kind of behavior is bullshit, and it's damn annoying, lah.
But those times that when you're vegetarian Tuesday, then you're so angry.
I was just getting to that. So for people who are new to the podcast, I am vegetarian one day a week. Just because of like upbringing and shit
Family.
Sometimes I also am like, why am I vegetarian? But yeah, every Tuesday, and I would like to think that I never impose on other people, even though Terence would vehemently disagree. There have been many instances where we go to a place and there's nothing that's explicitly vegetarian, then I just adapt,
We've had to move, We've had to move locations that like accommodate your dietary, your unique dietary restriction that happens only once a week. Singapore time, midnight to midnight. We take flight order, it changes.
No, it's sunrise to sunset.
But what if we're flying through a place that is going?
Then it is when the sun comes up because it's the same day.
When you see the sun come up, then you cannot eat, is it?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And then when
but
the
it's
sun,
like 6 a.m. you still can whack meat.
Oh no, like it starts at midnight, but like
midnight or sunrise? Which one?
I mean, technically midnight, but where it ends, if it's the same day, like where I'm at, if the time zone extends and the day is elongated past 24 hours, is when the day ends, So it's not the sun; it is clock again.
If you take a flight towards the US, that one day of vegetarian
will be shorter,
will be longer, right? Because you're going back, sort of going back in time, right?
Yes, correct. That would be shitty time.
So yeah, you can tell that I've gone through all the permutations before because Harish has this
There could be
unique
like a 36-hour vegetarian Tuesday.
His one day of
Wow.
vegetarianism can last up to 36 hours.
But in that 36 hours, if I were to stop over in a country or land in a country, and that country outlet of a certain brand that maybe offers vegetarian options in Singapore does not offer vegetarian options there, I'll be like, okay lah, when in Rome.
Yeah, when in Rome.
When in Rome. Like
also, you can malleable.
Yeah, for all your whining and all, I don't think I've been dramatic about not being able to find vegetarian options. That one, you hold hand to your heart.
Because I've been very, very, very tolerant and like in spite of not understanding it, I'm like, okay, fine, we'll accommodate. We'll accommodate.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't hear the whining, right?
No. I mean, I hear the passive aggressiveness from you lah. Oh yeah, guys, we want to eat here, but we have to go somewhere else because Harish is on his one vegetarian day a week. I don't know whether that qualifies as tolerant lah. But in those instances where maybe even if we move or like let's say work lunches on a Tuesday, then I just have vegetarian food lah. So this kind of behavior is bullshit lah.
So yeah, I mean, how do you feel about?
It's damn stupid. It's damn stupid to react that way when you're in another country. So we don't know the context. We don't know whether the staff said, okay, I confirm vegetarian, confirm. Trust me, sis, confirm vegetarian. Then serve non-vegetarian. But even then, throwing a burger on the floor, walking out, a bit much.
Yeah, you could ask for ask them to redo the burger or something without the meat, right?
Yeah.
But then it wouldn't be really a burger anymore.
I mean, I've had like a burger without meat before.
Oh, really? Because it's a Tuesday?
Then
why do you choose to eat at McDonald's if that's the case?
With the group lah, Terrence. I was like, you want to eat McDonald's? Sure. It's okay, guys. Go ahead. Then
all that is fine. I think the part that's difficult for people around you is that you give this like fuck face.
No.
If you're not watching this is the face that Harish gives when he has to eat
nonsense,
meatless burgers.
Nonsense.
And then everyone's like, oh shit, I feel like shit because like I dragged him to this place.
This is absolute bullshit. This is like this should go to court, man. We should be cross-examining the people around us. That is probably your face, no? Maybe when you look in the mirror, you think I'm showing that face. No, that is not my face. Mine is like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, sure.
Yeah,
that's my face.
Whereas
you are the one like,
you're picking your food,
can I have my 𝗙𝗏𝗏 and all
miserable, that? Everything. Then everyone feels like asshole for like not observing, not being respectful for you. And all.
Nonsense. Like anyone who has had a lunch or dinner with me on a vegetarian Tuesday will completely debunk that.
But I did want to ask, right? Given there's a larger population of PRs, work permit holders, and all, who come to Singapore. Actually, I'm quite surprised that McDonald's does not have a vegetarian option yet in Singapore. Because it's not just people who don't eat meat. There are people who choose not to eat meat because of environmental reasons as well, right? So it's not just about religion or race or anything like that. So I'm quite surprised that McDonald's still hasn't have a vegetarian option.
That's true. Because they would totally stand out. I don't think many fast food restaurants have vegetarian options. Subway has.
Yeah.
I guess Stuffed has, but KFC
or impossible
Burger,
meats. You can do impossible meats beyond meat, right, as well.
Yeah.
So I'm quite surprised that McDonald's, for the fact that in Singapore it's halal and all that as well. Like, how come just adding something to your menu option that allows vegetarians to have an option is not there?
Because Singapore not a big market lah. That's what we always hear from the big brands.
It's true, yeah. There might be it doesn't serve enough people to justify having to have that on the menu, right?
But it was surprising, eh?
Yeah, quite surprising.
Felt like they would. I mean, you think about it, they always do promotional burgers, right?
Yeah.
Which means that your consumption chain, your supply chain, all they must adapt to it somehow, even for a limited period of time. But yeah, they don't have vegetarian.
And I also say that because now getting older and everything, like the menu at McDonald's just doesn't feel as enticing for me already. Just because sometimes it just feels like it's too much processed food, like too unhealthy and all that, right? So, if there was a vegetarian option, maybe once in a while I might choose to have it also,
Yeah.
Just to mix it up a bit.
Apparently, UK also has.
UK has, yeah.
Yeah, UK also has.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just found interesting. Interesting. So, but even then, right now at McDonald's, you can still get food that doesn't have meat lah.
How's it work? Like what? A hash brown?
corn,
Okay, corn.
salad,
Fries. Yeah.
And sometimes, like on Tuesday, honestly, sometimes my meals are damn carb heavy, because there just aren't many options.
Oh yeah, what you say you take out the meat from a McDonald's burger. Like which burger do you?
Cheeseburger.
Then you just take out the beef lah.
Or I ask for no patty.
No patty.
Or if I'm like with someone, then they want a patty, then I take lah.
So the patty can still touch your burger, but it still can lah. Like the juice
maybe
flow
some
in your day.
Hindus listening, they're like.
But yours is not religious reason. I think that's the thing to clarify.
I mean, okay, for context, it is because like I was born Hindu. I'm not the most Hindu now, but it was something that feels like it meant a lot to my mom lah.
Yeah.
And also I think like once in a while exerting some self-control makes you appreciate other things lah. So like Wednesday,
I don't do it every day. I don't do it every day.
There's one day is weak enough.
That's the thing. I'm very binary like that. I'm like, why only Tuesdays?
So one a day, it helps you. It makes you appreciate. Then Wednesday is like meat festa.
Yeah. And I respect, Muslims during Ramadan and all that. That's like tough work lah. Yeah. But once a week, I don't get it. I don't get it. The once a week thing. It's like almost like
this is my side hustle lah.
It's almost like it gives you something to that immediately gives you attention lah. The moment like we all just go for lunch on Tuesdays.
You projecting on it, okay? That's you projecting on it. In fact, I often never say it. I'll just adapt lah. Wherever we go, it's fine. Everyone is fine. But you will make it such a big deal.
Sure. It's about you adapting. Everyone else doesn't have to adapt to your dietary preference. Everyone else doesn't. It's just about you.
They don't have
it's all
to.
about you.
They don't have to. If we go to a coffee shop, likely there'll be something I can do. So along that lines, whether I do that or not, I think it is. If you come to Singapore, you play by Singapore rules lah.
Have you ever had a very big reaction at a restaurant when they don't have serve you something that you really want lah? Like,
I would like to think no.
Okay.
Have you?
Never. I mean, I've had moments lah, right, in your life that I'm not proud of. But I think food-wise, generally, I'm like, I definitely wouldn't throw food on the floor or anything like that. This is a quite extreme reaction.
Yeah, it is.
I've asked them to change stuff and all that before, but never like so angry until you're throwing food.
Even if you got hair in the food or something?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like if you treat them badly, you know what's going to happen to your food when they prepare it in the kitchen again. It's going to spit in it, everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes when I've been around some people with hair in the food, then the way they treat and complain, to me, I'm like, if they're going to prepare you another bowl, you sure you want to treat them that way?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I found cockroach in my food before. Then it's disgusting, right? So after that, usually I don't even want to eat it anymore. But they will, most of the time, people will come back and like they try to do service recovery and all. They try to serve you a free dessert or something like that, right? To make sure that you don't leave a terrible review of their food or complain to NEA or anything like that. So
now you carry dead cockroaches with you, is it?
No, don't do that. Yeah, it's not a good thing for business. But I feel I've also been in instances where I found cockroach and then they like, we'll give you like a 5% discount or don't charge you for that. And I'm like, what the hell? Come on, you just killed my appetite for the next like 24 hours,
Yeah. And I mean, also like Singapore is not this like country that people are not the most familiar with. We get a lot of tourists and work pass holders from India. So it felt like, okay lah, you're coming to this country, deal with it lah.
When in Rome lah, right?
Yeah, when in Rome. It's damn annoying lah.
Yeah.
So of course, we don't know the full context of this.
Yeah.
But just based on, it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
And it's being reported in Hindustan Times and everything as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just in Singapore news, right?
Yeah. Both stories about people who are not Singapore citizens.
Yeah.
Hiya.
But yes, on the brighter side, what's your one Shiok comment? Because I have mine in front of me already.
I have a feeling it might be the same one.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Then you go first.
On YouTube, is yours on YouTube? YouTube, why not 6627?
You go. I will.
Why not 6627 posted? I usually don't really leave much comments, but this time around, I really think I should say something. I'm really thankful for the team at Ministry of Funny for bringing us this wonderful podcast. The subtle, low, soothing voice of Terence and the sharp remarks from 𝗲𝗏 has been going through a few stages of my life. From listening to it while flying all over the world while I was a consultant, to using that 45 to 60-minute podcast to time and fuel my daily runs and gym. And now I keep all 3 podcasts to consume during my chemo session in the hospital. A really heartfelt thank you to the team for entertaining people like me. I don't like reading the news too much lately because it's depressing, but you guys bring some humor to local news and it's very comforting to listen to you guys. Just thank you very much and please keep up the awesome work. All the best and may all gods bless both of you with joy and peace.
Yeah, so that one was like, wow,
Touching,
very touching.
And
very
touching. all the best also through your chemo sessions and recovery and everything.
Yeah.
Our listeners have told us that we've accompanied them through, good and dark times as well. And we hope to keep doing that with you in the years ahead. Let's all grow old together, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely. So mine, that was my initial comment, but figured that that would be yours as well. There was one more comment that I can't find now, but it was less of one should comment just because it is something worth clarifying. Someone was pointing out that in future when we cover topics that deal with what someone said specifically, can we play the clip first?
Okay.
The easy answer to that is that could be copyright issues because we don't own the content, and even though Creative Commons and those sort of laws imply that if you are commenting on content or adding some sort of editorial, that's fair game. But you never know, especially when it comes to platforms like this. Sometimes they trace the audio, then you have to go through the whole, it's gonna strike, taken down, then you have to appeal. So for us, we just talk through it.
There's the classic case, when Sneaky Sushi first posted his first video about, the Singapore YouTube scene, and he included, I think, clips from the now defunct Night Owl Cinematics channel inside his video, commenting about it and making fun of it. There was a copyright strike.
Oh, yeah.
Because they said, hey,
correct,
you taking footage from the NOC channel, copyright strike. So you can't find it on YouTube anymore. I think you might be able to find it on other platforms, but it's a very clear instance where even, like what you said, fair use and all that, you need to go to court and fight that out for yourself. So the content might be taken down even before that, and we don't want to be in that situation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we encourage you to just check out the links in the description if you want to see the original videos and stuff.
Yeah, we'll always try our best to keep the descriptions there.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, what about your one Shiok thing?
My one Shiok thing is, I think, a video that came out very recently that's by Red Bull. And it features a Red Bull athlete, a ski mountaineer, 𝗬𝗲𝗏 𝗟𝗏𝗏. It features him being the first person to climb Mount Everest and ski back down to Everest Base Camp without supplementary oxygen. So this is it's a typical Red Bull kind of stunt, right? Where it's something extreme. But I actually enjoyed watching this one. It's actually a 31-minute video. It's not as what it sounds like, where it's like he just skis and then he's having, like very big jumps or anything like that. It actually shows him just reaching the summit with his Sherpa, and then just the long, laborious journey of skiing down Mount Everest.
Oh, so it like tracks
it's not, it's not that kind of like, skiing fast and jumping off ramps or anything. It's not that. It's really like just slowly going down, like just sliding down bit by bit and trying to avoid falling to crevices or falling off cliffs and stuff. And it was amazing to watch because they don't have like, very quick cuts or anything or commentary over it. They just really show you the whole long process of how he did it over 2 days, right? And it really, you can really feel how painful, how slow and dangerous and laborious the whole thing is, and you can hear his breath and things like that, and certain points where his team tell him, hey, don't go this way, you'll fall off a cliff if you go that way. So it's not that it's super exciting or adrenaline rush or anything, but it's really like feels like a slog, and it really shows you that these, the shots that they had a drone following him all the way. The shots they have really show you the landscape of Mount Everest is really like a different planet. And skiing down it sounds exciting, but actually it might be even more painful than just walking down.
Oh my God. Even like the ridgeline that he's skiing down.
Yeah.
Is that the way that people climb up also?
Yeah. So he crisscrosses certain paths that the climbers do. But I think he has to go through different paths because he's on skis lah, essentially.
Oh shit, I didn't know that the ridge line to climb Everest. And also one thing, how come it's so empty? Unless they blocked it. Because normally Everest is like...
unless, that's why I suspect they went down slightly different routes as well from what the actual...
Oh my God.
So it's actually quite riveting to watch for like 30 minutes. Just this dude just going down Mount Everest.
Oh, but the drone shots are insane.
I know I've said before that maybe climbing Mount Everest is irresponsible as a human being, but when you see it like that and you realize, what achievement it must feel like to overcome this kind of terrain, then you're like, okay, I get it.
And the oxygen level, the death zone above 8,000 meters is only 38% of sea level oxygen.
Yeah. So,
holy shit.
It's quite a fun watch, yeah.
Wow, insane. Cool. My one Shiok thing is a trailer for a documentary that I saw come out on November 5th. It's called Why Dinosaurs? So it follows dino-obsessed teen James Pinto and his filmmaker father on a journey around the globe, interviewing world-renowned paleontologists about the latest dinosaur discoveries. So I think it is out already. But I mean, dinosaurs, like who doesn't love dinosaurs?
Yeah.
But basically certain things that some of the people interviewed mentioned was quite interesting. Is it often the first branch of science that any kid actually interacts with is paleontology.
Yeah, correct.
Which makes sense. It's not engineering, it's not biology and all. It often is dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And then they were saying that there's so much new ways of looking at fossils and looking at cross-sections of fossils that actually is in some way changing how dinosaurs are being looked at. So it's so fascinating because there's still so many things we don't know. And who knows, maybe 10 years down the road, there'll be some new technology that allows us to think of dinosaurs differently. Like I can't remember when they realized that, certain dinosaurs actually had feathers and they were the precursors to birds.
And they could be colorful.
They could be colorful and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, super interesting. Super seems like a trailer that, just dinosaurs are awesome.
Yeah. You'll probably go through a dinosaur phase for your child also.
Confirm.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't like it. Yeah.
Is you like putting her on your shoulders saying, we are going to the dinosaur exhibition.
No, Papa, I don't want. Just dinosaurs are awesome. Okay? Just follow me and don't complain.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Cool. So hope you enjoyed that episode. If you did, please share it with at least one other person who may not have heard of us. You can follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, and Telegram. And if you want to get a weekly email that summarizes all our One Shiok things with all the links, you can sign up for our newsletter called 𝗷𝗏𝗏𝗏 at 𝗷𝗏𝗏𝗏.com.
And if you want to work with us, email us at contact@ministryoffunny.com or go to our website at ministryoffunny.com and there's a contact us page there. All right?
Solid. Thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll talk to you all soon.
Peace.